Hello and welcome back, my Pontiac High School students. This lesson is on citizenship, which we've kind of talked about for a couple of lessons now, but also other social roles that we have in our society. Social roles. Well, those are all the different roles that we play in life. It's the acknowledgement that we are many different people in many different scenarios, and that we have a role to play in all of these. These roles include family member, friend, employee, student, citizen. And we may act in slightly different ways in all of these roles. And that's okay. That's a part of what we do. And it's how we function in society as a whole. Now, our everyday roles are things that we do to help those who are close to us. We don't think of these as like playing a role. We don't think of ourselves as, I need to do this because I am this. But we do it. Being a daughter or a brother carries expectations and responsibilities that fill an important role. Anytime you're taking care of a younger sibling, you are playing a role. Anytime you are help cleaning your house, you are playing a role. And these are all parts of those family, everyday things that we do. They're expected of us. We have responsibilities to those other people, and we fulfill those responsibilities. Now, we also have other roles, such as spending time with friends. This is a social role where we reach out and we try to network with other people to learn more about them and to enjoy spending time with them and to make sure that they enjoy spending time as well. Social roles also include volunteer work, attending school, and participating in a work environment. All of these things are where you're interacting with other people in order to both get something from that interaction, be that enjoyment or education or a paycheck, but also give something back. That's the social aspect of it, that this is a two-way street. Additionally, we have the citizen roles. Citizen roles, reading a newspaper or listening to the news reports is a way to fulfill our role as a citizen, because here we are getting educated about the broader society that we live in. We're learning about those people in our society that we don't have any sort of regular contact with. They're not our family, friends, teachers, fellow students, our co-workers. It's broadening our mind to the world beyond that immediate social circle. And having a broad mind and understanding the different parts of society that we don't see is very important to understanding the world around us, and is essential in a democratic society, especially a pluralistic democratic society, that is a democratic society where people have very different views or come from different backgrounds. That's a pluralistic society. And when it's a democratic society, our votes are going to impact those people. And we need to make sure that we're aware of everybody and everybody's issues and how everybody fits into our society. And reading the newspapers, listening to news reports is a way that we can do that and play our citizen role. Now, roles as expected behaviors. Our behavior depends on our current role. We're going to act a certain way depending on the role that we're playing. We behave one way when we're around our family, another way at school, another way at work. And the expectations in these scenarios are different. And we have to learn how to behave in those scenarios. And we learn these behaviors through our social institutions, through our families. That's a social institution. And we learn how families behave by observing how our family behaves. That's how we do it. We learn how to behave at school by watching other students' behavior and by paying attention to our teachers and our school administrators who are going to model this behavior for us. And likewise, at work, we learn how to behave by being in a work environment and modeling our behaviors off of those most successful people around us. That is how we learn, and that is how everybody learns how to act. Now, changing roles. We may not play our roles in the same way in every circumstance. We are going to use our life experience to control how we behave in different scenarios. And it's not always going to be the same. You may participate in different activities with different friends. Maybe there are some that you play soccer with, and maybe there are some that you do homework with. And that maybe they're not the same people because your homework friends don't like soccer and your soccer friends aren't good students. But you want to make sure that you can play both roles in your life. And so you choose your social groups. Other changes happen over time. Like when one day many of you will become parents. A parent's role changes as their children age as well. You will not be the same parent to a 5-month-old as you will be to a 5-year-old, to a 15-year-old, to a 25-year-old. These roles change in life. You won't be the same employee when you're a entry-level fry cook at McDonald's to being the chief financial officer of a major Wall Street company. Those roles change. They evolve over time. And that's just a part of going through life. Overlapping roles. Sometimes your roles overlap and create different sorts of behaviors. Like, what are you when you study with a friend? Are you a student or are you a friend? Well, you're both, but you're going to behave in a different way. You and your friends studying by yourselves aren't going to act the same way that you would in a classroom. You're not going to act the same way that you would walking down the street going over to a party. Okay? There's going to be this third behavior that's something else where it's still a friendship, but you're still students, where you're trying to stay focused on education, but maybe also joking and talking about some off-topic stuff as well that might not come up in school. This is the way that we have overlapping behaviors in our society. All right, conflicting roles. These are the tricky ones. Sometimes we have to choose what sort of role we're going to play in our society. Like, your friends want to go to the park. Okay? They want to go play some baseball. But you have a big civics test tomorrow. You can't do both. You can't study for a civics test while playing baseball with your friends. You have to make a choice. And that choice will determine what role you are playing in the society. Are you going to play the role of a friend or are you going to play the role of a student? You have to make that choice for yourself. And then you have to accept the consequences of that choice. All right, levels of participation. How you participate in society is up to you. If you're bored with your roles, you don't like your roles, you don't like the fact that you don't have very many roles in society, that is, you don't have a large group of friends, or you don't participate in an athletic sport or an academic after-school club, you can create new roles. You can try something new. That's the beauty of living in this society where we have so many freedoms and so many choices, is you can just decide to try something new. Try on a new role. Test it out. See how it feels. If you like it, awesome. If you don't like it, walk away. Try something else. This is very common with young kids with athletics in particular, where they try baseball for a little while, they try soccer for a little while, they try football for a little while, trying to find exactly which one is the best fit. That's natural, that's normal, we should all be doing that. Choices. When we choose to participate or not to participate in our social roles, we need to be prepared for those consequences. We need to understand that these decisions have impact, and sometimes lasting impact. Our roles increase our responsibilities, but they also provide us with a great deal of satisfaction. So, like, when you do choose to participate in a sports team, awesome. But you also now have a responsibility to that team. And if you decide later to quit that team, the team is going to suffer for that. You have a responsibility to those individuals. Consequences that could go beyond just the team losing some games because you weren't there. You could alienate the friendships that you had on that team. So you need to make sure that you're always aware that your choices and the roles that you decide to play in society are yours, but they, of course, all have consequences. Thank you for our discussion today on citizenship and what it means to participate in our society. I hope you learned something, and farewell.